We had a great crowd of 80 people that came to the Los Gatos JCC to listen to Dr. Kedar.
You know what?
What did you see? What pictures do you see?
According to Al-Ghazali, a philosopher, Islamic philosopher who died in the year, very easy to remember, 1111, means at the beginning of the 12th century, he claimed that Al-Aqsa is in the heaven. And the night journey of Muhammad to Al-Aqsa was actually a journey from Mecca to heaven and back. Shiites claim that Al-Aqsa is in Najaf, in the southern part of Iraq. And this city is the third place in holiness for the Shiites, unlike the Sunnis who view Jerusalem as the third place in holiness. Other verses talked about Har Sinai, the Mount of Sinai, as the place of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and there are at least 5 more versions where Al-Aqsa Mosque, not only in Jerusalem, according to different philosophers and geographers in Islam, mainly because nobody really knew where it is. It was declared to be in Jerusalem since the year 682, 50 years after the Prophet Muhammad passed away, because of a rebellion in Mecca which prevented the people from Damascus to come to pilgrimage, to Hajj, to Mecca. So they took Jerusalem as an alternative place for pilgrimage, claiming that Al-Aqsa is in Jerusalem. According to Islam, Judaism doesn't mean much since Islam came to the world, and there is a verse in the Quran which states this idea. Inna dina inda Allah Islam means the religion at Allah's is only Islam, thus nullifying the validity and the significance of Judaism. They cannot think about the fact that Jews will again be in Jerusalem and return to life after they were expelled 19 centuries ago. This is why the struggle of Jerusalem, in very short, is about religion, before it is any struggle on territory or any struggle on national issues. It's actually, as they phrase it, is the struggle between din al-haq wa din al-batil, between the right religion or religion of truth, which is Islam of course, and the religion of which was void as Judaism is. To conclude, the struggle over Jerusalem is between those radicals who think that the only religion in the world, the only legitimate religion is Islam, while all other religions should be subjugated to Islam as al-dhimma, as dhimmi. The Muslims brought some bulldozers to the Temple Mount, and this is the Temple Mount from above, and they dug with bulldozers this slope into the mountain, and this is the height in the lowest part is like 12 meters. 12 meters is a 4-story building. This is how deep this ditch is, which they dug. The width is some 20 meters, because they couldn't care less about Jewish remains and of course Christian remains, which are found by my university, the Department of Archaeology, in 628. And they went asleep on guard, and they went to business, and they thought that they have for almost 10 years peace agreement with Prophet Muhammad, nothing will happen. After 2 years, when he realized that they went to business to India and to Asia Minor, to other places, and they left practically very few guardians in Mecca and the women, he, in the year of 630, 2 years later, he invaded Mecca, assaulted Mecca, and killed those who opposed him. They took the women, they burned all the idols, and this was the end of their almost 10 years peace, after 2 years only. So from this, Muslims learn that when you cannot defeat the infidels, you can give them a temporary peace. But when Allah gives you the opportunity and the ability to defeat them, you should do what you should do. Conclusion, Israel can have peace with them, temporary peace, as long as Israel is viewed as invincible. Look, Israel has a peace agreement with Egypt since 1979. March was signed in Blair House, and then again in the lawn of the White House. Everybody now is more than sure, because if the Muslim Brotherhood take Egypt over, as they claim time and again and again and again, that the minute they have what to say in the politics of Egypt, they will tear the peace with Israel to pieces. And more surprisingly, Bashar Assad, the president of Syria, all of a sudden yesterday announced that reforms should be introduced into the political system in Syria. Reforms in Syria? Hey? Are you going to get rid of the fat cats which already your father is sitting on? Guy, okay? This is some kind of, I believe, cosmetic changes in order to appease the masses so they don't burst into the streets to demonstrate. What happens today in the United States was in Europe like 15 years ago. More or less. Means that the United States is behind Europe in this regard, let's say, phase of 15 years. Means, if you look at Europe today, you will have good feeling of what will be here in 15 years. Because the direction is the same. It's not, okay, you are here, we are behind Europe, because Europe is closer to the countries and Europe is divided. Never mind, the reasons are different. But if the process will continue as it is today, in 15 years, the United States of America will look like Europe today. What will be with Europe those days, you can just imagine.
I think we take the lead. We don't want to be like Europe.
Okay, so start defending on this country and do what should be done. What should be done?
Nuclear power.
No, leave. I'm talking about normal things.